Hey everybody, Kendall here. Today I wanted to show an overview and playthrough of Omens and Bones, The Curse of Zareth. And this is a solo dungeon crawl that uses standard cards and some polyhedral dice. It takes inspiration from a game called Dungeon Solitaire, designed by Matt Lowe's. And I recently made a video about how to play that game if you don't have a table but you have cards handy. An in-hand version. But in this game, every turn tells a little bit of a story. So the first card that you draw for an encounter is the suit sets the scene. So it could be a crypt, a tunnel, a cavern, or a chamber. And then the second card, suit can define the conflict. So it's a monster, a stuck passage, a curse, or a trap. And then the court cards have their own roles as well. So jacks are skeleton soldiers. We have vengeful spirits, and then Zareth is the king and the jokers. And then the aces are the tomb jewels that you're trying to collect. So Zareth is a necromancer whose curse is woven into the deck, and your job is to survive long enough to claim the 4 tomb jewels, the aces, before his magic destroys you. I want to give a big thanks to UberDante for creating this playingcards.io room. This is super handy to try out the game, and big thanks. I will have a link to this room and the rules, everything in the video description, and work in progress thread in BGG. So this is part of a contest for the solo print and play design. And with that in mind, I am very interested in feedback, both here on YouTube or comments within the thread on BGG. So, and a reminder, always look for the latest video, latest version. I do update my projects. And subscribing will help you to not miss out on that. So when you open this page, you can create a copy of the game by going up to the 3 dots here, and you can go to copy room. But basically, you just click on new game, and it will start you off. So you start with 8 health and 8 focus, and you can crank these up to 10 for an easier game, but each turn you are flipping 2 cards, and so you use this draw encounter to do that, and these cards are your encounter. So this could be like a tunnel for clubs and a monster that's in the tunnel. And the sum of these is your encounter value. You're trying to match that or get up to 3 higher. And you get 2 response actions per turn. You can draw a card, or you can roll up to 2 of your available dice. And then used dice are exhausted down here and can't be used again until all dice have been spent. So they either refresh after that turn, or after a Joker encounter, they automatically refresh also. So to quickly go over card values, 2 through 10 are face value. Court cards besides jacks are all 10. So queens, kings, aces are all 10. The jacks, you actually use your highest available die to roll, and that will exhaust the die in the process, but that determines what the jack is for the turn. And then jokers are 13. So you do have to take both actions. So even if you don't want to, so in some cases you may want your second action to be subtracted from your value instead of added. So if your encounter is really low, you draw 10, you may want to use your next action, but you have to decide before you take it that it will be subtracted from it. If your responses miss the success window, then you take 1 health damage. If you miss the target value by 6 or more in either direction, then you would take 2 damage. And then focus here lets you adjust your response total. Each point of focus lets you move your total by plus or minus 2, or by up to plus or minus 2. But the focus can only do one thing per turn. It can either prevent your health damage or it can help you claim cards. It can't do both. So you can avoid health damage by discarding something. So you can collect cards in your hand, but be careful not to use aces unless you have to, because those are your win condition. But discarding something can block damage. Also, jacks. So the only thing you collect are jacks, queens, and aces. Jacks and queens can be saved if you're successful to a turn, and they can be discarded for abilities. Jacks let you redraw a card or reroll a die, reroll dice for a turn. And then queens grant a third action for that turn. And then the kings and jokers, when they come up, they represent Zareth. And when he's present, your highest die is immediately exhausted. And then each point of focus is only available to plus or minus 1 instead of plus or minus 2. That's kind of the basis. I'll explain rules as I go, but the full rules are in the lore that's behind the game, are all in the thread. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and start a new game. So here we have a 3 and a 5, so our total is 8, and we want to match or exceed that up to 3. This is a kind of an ornate chamber that we're in, and there's a stuck door. So often I like to draw a card for the first action, just because it can kind of set the tone, and it helps get you through the deck, because if you don't get through the deck, you can't survive. So 7, we're already within 1, so maybe let's roll this d4. Okay, so we've got 9, we pass, this die gets exhausted, and we discard these cards. So far, so good. All right, we've got 7 value. Again, I think we'll draw 1. So it's our first action, and we're at the top of the success window. So our second action is going to hurt us. So I think I'll roll a d6 and hope for a low number. Basically, we want 1 through 3 that's negative. Okay, we're good. So 10 minus 2 is 8. We exhaust this die and we continue forward. All right, we have a cavern that we're in with a stuck door. We've had a lot of low encounters, but let's draw. Okay, we're at a 6. I'm nervous about using these dice here, but you know, this could be a really high number as well. So let's try this die. Roll low. All right, we're at 12, so we're above, but are we above by 6? Let's see. Now we're not above by 6, so we lose 1 health. All right, let's draw a counter. Okay, now immediately with a skeleton soldier, they take your highest die, and that determines what they are. So we've got 15 and an 8. Okay, so we're at 23, which is pretty high. We may want to start with a card and then see if we can add these. If we need, we can do 2 dice. So let's draw, and we get a queen. So we're at 10. I do think we're going to want these. So let's try. So now we're at 21. We need to get at 23. Because our second action is dice, I have to do another die if I want to. I can't do a card, and I can't do one die as negative. It's both dice are either positive or negative together. So let's go for it. Let's roll small, please, and an 8. So we're yeah, we are at 29. So we're 6. We are 6 above. So this will refresh all our dice. So that's good. We'll have fresh dice for next turn. But we either need to take so it's going to be losing 2 health because we're off. But I also want to claim these cards, and that would take 3 focus because we're 6. Oh, actually no, it won't take that much. So to distinguish here, our value is at 29. So that's 6 above, so that does minus 2 health. But to get us within the success window, we just need to get down to 226. So we're only 3 above. So it's 2 focus. So we'll do it. We'll take 2 focus. We get to save up to 1 queen and 1 jack at a time. And these will help us. All right, so our jack is worth 5. So we're at 13. Let's draw. We got a 4. So we basically need a 9. Let's see what we draw. Okay. So we got 7 to our 13. So not great. I think what I'll do is discard the jack so that I can redraw this 3. And I drew another 3. Okay. So not helpful. If I'm successful here, I'll claim this jack anyway, but maybe I'll use this queen. It adds a 3rd action. And let's roll this die here. So now we're at 12. Let's do the d6. 13, 14, 15, 16. So we're perfect. So we're in good shape. These dice are exhausted. And we get to keep the jack. All right, a really low encounter. We might want to just do 2 dice. That's 6. We have to take 2 actions. So let's start with this. We have 3 and a 3. So we can count both of these as an action each, and we will take it. So we're an exact match. All right, well, we're at 13. Let's draw. And let's draw one more. Okay, 16. We're at the top of the window, but we're good. We just need to use that die to get all of our bones back. And as soon as Zareth comes out, he exhausts your highest die. If there's multiple Zareths, multiple kings or jokers, it's just 1. But this is 13 plus 10, so we're at 23. We can't use any dice until next turn. We do have a re-roll or a redraw, so we're kind of just stuck with drawing. So let's hope. And we're at 19. That's pretty good. But 19 from 23, we're 4 away. One of the special rules is if you have an ace that you're storing, it is under attack when Zareth comes out. So you have to be able to you have to succeed or use focus to adjust to save your ace, or he'll steal it. So we're 4 away. I think we lose a health, or we lose our joker. And then 4, we'd have to use 4 focus to be able to steal this, keep a queen. So I think we will discard the jack to block, so that we can keep. No, I want to keep this jack. All right, we'll lose 1 health. And yeah, that's we'll call that good. These all refresh. Okay, so Zareth, we thought we had left him behind, but he's still here. So we exhaust our highest die. We're at 20 already. Let's roll some dice. We got a 9 and a 9, so we're at 18. That's our first action. And then let's do this one. We just need 1, 4, and we're barely. So we're at 23 to 20. So we're still in the window. We used up a lot of our resources here, but we hopefully Zareth is away from us now. On a joker turn, all your dice refresh. On a king turn, they don't. So, all right, we're at 15. All right. We have to roll to see what the jack is. So 15, and we've got a 4. Yeah, let's draw. So we've got 8 to 15. Oh, not good. We could use our jack. I think let's use the jack, and then we can claim this if we're successful. So let's redraw. We could re-roll for this, but let's redraw. 7, so we're at 11 to 15. So should we absorb the damage? We use our focus. We can do one or the other. And we would have to do both to keep this jack, but we're probably not going to do that. So 15 to 11, that's 2 focus. We want to do that. I think I want to save this focus. I think I'll use a health. That's not great. Okay, we're at 16. Draw queen. I think we'll draw again because we would have to roll a 6 on this. And we lucked out. Well, kind of. This is 20. So we are 4 above, but we can use 1 focus to bring us down, plus or minus 2. So that brings us down to 18. So we're within the window. We get to keep a tune jewel, and we score a queen. We still don't have dice available. All right, and he exhausts a die, so that's good for next turn. But we're at 18, and we draw a 3 and a 9, so we're at 12. So if we fail, we cannot discard a queen to block damage when we have an ace. He will take the ace back. We want to protect this, so we need to get 6. I think it's worth trying to use our queen here. Use the queen. We'll hope for 6 through, 6 through 9, basically. And we got a 7, so we lucked out. So we pass. We lost our queen, but we get all of our bones back. All right, this jack is worth 12. Plus a 10, we're at 22. I think we're going to need some dice here. But let's draw a card first and see what we can get. Okay, nice. We've got 2 tomb jewels here. We just need 12. And we could draw a joker, but let's try to get to 12 with these. We get 2 dice, and we're at 14, so we're within the window. Very nice. We score these and the jack. All right, that's great. And there's our last tomb jewel. We're down to 6 cards. We need to survive this. Why did I do that? I was probably going to roll. That's really low. We might want to redraw it with this, but you know, let's see what we can roll here. 7 and a 5. So we're at 12. Plus 2 is 14. And we need to be at 19. Yeah, let's redraw for this. Come on, and a 4. So, yeah. We're at 16. We're 3 short. So we can do 2 focus. And that means we'll lose a health because we're short. But the focus lets us claim this. So we've got all of our tomb jewels. But can we make it out alive? 4 cards left. All right, so we lose this die. And what are we at? 20? Because he's 13 plus 7. We're at 20. We have no jacks or queens to help us. We have no dice. We only have 2 cards. He is worth 10. That's great. One more 10. Oh, we lucked out. Okay, so this was a very lucky game. This is not usually how this goes. But we have no bones left. So usually in your score would be 1 card in your hand. So the way you would score this is 1 point for any bones you didn't use. We have 0 there. 1 point for any cards in your hand. We have 4 points there. And you basically there's some rankings if you made it out alive. Oh, and a point for health and focus. So 5 plus 4, we're at 9. 9 is pretty good. Okay, so that is the game. And I'm planning to make another video that shows how you can use the cards of holding to track stats for this game. A version that can work for kind of mostly in hand. If you were like limited for space, like a coffee shop table or an airplane like table tray or something like that. But honestly, this plays a lot better with physical dice and not really the in-hand style. But anyway, stay tuned on this and other cool projects. You can subscribe here on YouTube, but also I have a Substack that I don't send quite monthly. And that welcome email has a link to a shared Google folder with lots of cool games and files. Anyway, I'd love feedback if you get a chance to try this, anything here or in the BGG thread. So that's it for today. Until next time, thanks.